What is up, guys? It is Nundark. If you clicked on this video, it was for one of three reasons. A, you just always do, and for that, I appreciate you. Two, you want to see how much I made vending my first ever card show, right? You might not know anything about me, but what did I bring to the card show, and then how much did I make? That's probably intriguing if any of you are thinking about vending, or maybe are just starting vending and want to see how someone else's experiences went. Yeah, and then the third thing is, what did I learn as a first-time vendor that I'm going to take now going to future shows? I learned a ton, you guys. I learned a ton, and I have helpful tips, and I think we're going to go over everything. We're going to go over how much I made, and we're going to go over, you're going to get vendor POV, and then we're going to go over some of my lessons learned. I'm actually going to tell you those first because I don't want you guys to miss those. Quick mid-roll insert. If you are literally here to just watch my first experience vending and see the numbers afterward, skip to the time I'm showing on the screen. Just know that I didn't have my newly purchased DJI mic, so I apologize for the audio. You're going to hear background noise. It is what it is. I am investing in your guys' experience and my videos and sounds quality going forward, but it will not be in this video. But if you're going to skip right to the vendor POV and skip this intro and my lessons learned and my little monologue here, that's fine. Do that. Time's on the screen. Just know that I do not have this yet, but in next weekend's 3-day straight show, the vendor POV portion will be much better. And I'm going to be I'm going to do the cliff notes. Why am I doing the cliff notes and not giving you everything I learned? Because that's going to be in a separate video after this upcoming weekend's Maplewood Mall card show in Minnesota. It's a 3-day event. I will be vending all 3 days there, and I'm going to learn so much over the course of those 3 days because it's only a Pokemon card show. It is going to be, it's going to be crazy. And 3 straight days of gathering, of doing deals and gathering just intel on what vending is, and experience, I should say, gathering experience on what I could do better, what went well, what did people gravitate toward, what did they come to my booth for, and then what kept them there, what did I do to help make sure that a deal got done, and did people enjoy their experience working with me? At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's that people want to come to your booth and enjoy the experience, and you have to enjoy the experience too. That lessons learned full video and like tips for vending is going to come after this upcoming weekend show because I'm going to have that much more to tell you guys. But before we get into the vendor POV, here are the key takeaways, and I do not want you guys to miss these. I don't know why I'm holding a pen. We're just going to pretend like I'm a professor, and this makes me feel professorial, not a word. And here are the key takeaways that I learned vending my first show. This was in Cambridge, Minnesota, halfway between the Twin Cities and Duluth, Minnesota up north, and it was a 70-table show plus or minus. What I gathered was it was primarily a sports card show. 50 of the 70 tables-ish were sports cards, only 20 of them were Pokemon, and I would honestly tell you that, and I understand I was living in the Pokemon bubble, this might be biased, but I had downtime and I was looking around. Honestly, half the people that came in were for Pokemon, half, when 20 of the 70 booths were Pokemon. So kind of figure that out. It wasn't 1-to-1. There were many sports tables that didn't have people at them or went a long time before kind of negotiating a deal, and it seemed like every one of the Pokemon booths had traffic. So Pokemon is in a really good spot, and this upcoming weekend, it's only Pokemon, and it's like 100 tables. So I just can't even imagine when it's only Pokemon, right? But Pokemon was in a healthy place. I was surprised. I didn't know what I was getting into. Never even been at this school where this card show was hosted, and there was a lot of traffic. It was busier. It was hotter than all get out, but it was busier than I thought it was going to be. And it was kind of in a random little town, and yeah, it was packed with Pokemon people. So that was what the card show was. But here's what I wanted to relay to you that I learned in my first experience. The first thing is that marketing is vitally important. Having a brand is paramount to succeeding at a card show, or at least giving yourself credibility and making buyers feel like you know what you're doing, and you should know what you're doing, right? It's not a fake it till you make it approach, but you want people to remember your experience. You want your booth to stand out, or your table to stand out amongst your peers and amongst the others. So my wife did a little bit of branding for me and created these Nundark TCG, right? My YouTube handle, my name, kind of how I brand myself. These Nundark TCG stands with my logo, and that paired with this kind of subscribe button and QR code made people realize that I probably have been in this space for a little bit, know what I'm talking about, have a YouTube channel, I'm doing content, made them feel, I guess comfortable or attracted to see what I might be selling, and at least try my table out. The other thing too is I had 2 people come up to me and they knew about me. And I don't know if it was from YouTube or from prior deals, but they recognized the Brew Crew jersey, right, with Pikachu on it, that I am literally always wearing. I'm wearing in all these videos. I'm wearing it at every card store. They recognized me. They said, "What's up, Nundark?" And just wearing this jersey, wearing my brand, and having those signs, there were people in the show, right? I'm not signing autographs. I'm not known, right? People aren't like, "Oh, Nundark's at this card show. Let's go wait in line." No line. But to even be told by 1 or 2 people that they saw me from across the way and wanted to come say hi and do a deal was so cool. Vending my first show ever. And multiple people, guys, were shocked to find out that it was my first show ever. The guy did the first, and you'll see this in the vendor POV, my first deal ever as a vendor was a big deal. Like almost $1,000 trade with cash in it. I mean, it was crazy. And the gentleman I did the deal with, you'll see him in the video, but I told him it was my first deal ever. I took a selfie with him. I took a photo. I was so excited to do my first deal with him, and he was surprised. And there was many people that found out that it was my first card show throughout the show that were like floored by that. And they were just, "How is this your first show? You seem like you know what you're doing," that kind of thing. Or they just gave the impression that they were shocked that this was my first time trying it. Right? So that gave me a lot of confidence, and I took it as a huge compliment. But I think branding, all tying back to the first point, branding and marketing paints the picture for people that you are serious about this, you care, and you are doing this not as a joke or a one-off gimmick. You do this, and that conveys confidence in buyers. So the second thing is that there was a variety of buyers out there, and I was not fully prepped for that. And what I mean by a variety of buyers, people have different budgets, people have different collecting goals. A lot of people, you guys, wanted to see my singles binder, and I didn't bring enough singles. Full transparency. I brought a ton of graded slabs, a lot of higher valued items, and even a few sealed products. None of my sealed product moved, and it was very fairly priced. None of it moved. So sealed product at a card show, at a trade show, didn't move. There were now, granted, I only had 3 or 4 boxes there. You'll see them, but there were vendors that had walls of sealed product behind them. I am sure that caught people's eye, and if they're going to go get sealed product, they're going to go there. So that could have been part of it, but none of my sealed product moved. I had a ton of graded, higher end slabs and things of that nature. I did not bring enough singles. I'm going to do better at the Maplewood Mall. I'm going to bring some modern singles. I'm going to bring some from my vintage collection. I'm going to at least fill a binder so that people can spend time flipping through it, because they were flipping through it with the full intent to find a card or two that they wanted to buy. And when it ran out after 4 pages, they were kind of like, "Okay, next booth," and they just moved on. And I was even willing to move. I told, the nice part about the binder is I did, we'll get there to point 4, which is be kind. But yeah, just have a variety of product. It will help you. It will help ensure that you are making more deals, the quantity right over quality. Yeah, selling a Moonbrown is cool. Guess what? Didn't sell a Moonbrown. I did a deal at the end of the video here for my Moonbrown with another vendor. That is a tease that I didn't plan on giving. Just don't miss the end of this video. We do a massive deal with Landon. Shout out, another vendor for the Moonbrown. But not everyone shopping is looking to do a deal for your $2,000+ slab. And honestly, not a lot of people are willing to purchase a $500 slab. So you have to have a variety of A slabs in the $50 to $2,000 range. You have to have singles, and you have to have illustration rares and full arts and cards that people just want to buy with their $5 or $10 bill. You have to be prepped for that, and it will help grow your amount of sales and get people at your table buying things. Okay, fair prices help. Many people told me that my prices were better than tables around me. Buyers are not stupid anymore. This hobby is too large and is too big of a space for buyers to be naive or stupid or not check comps. They're checking online comps, they know what cards are worth, and they're also going around the show and seeing, hey, you're selling your Bubble Mew from Paldean Fates in a 9 for $320. Market's $320. Someone else is selling it for $350. And then I wanted to check that, and I went and walked around when I was in a little bit of a lull, and I saw someone selling a Bubble Mew in a 9 for like $380, right? $60 more than mine. Guess what? Mine sold in 10 minutes. People pick up on that. People know, and then when they know that your stuff's priced fairly, they're going to come back to you. They're going to do a lap, and they're going to come back and know that they can get the best price with you. Buyers are not stupid. Price fair. Don't try to mark people up. I get why some people do it if they're in on that card for more than what the current market's at. But man, just don't. I don't know. It just ruins in my head the perception of that vendor. If I was in on a card and then the market tanked, I'd either take my L and sell it at market, or list it on eBay auction, or just not bring it. I'm not going to mark something up 150%. For what? For fun, and then just to like, maybe it's their negotiation tactic where then someone negotiates them down to market, but they still at least make market with, which for me, they're going to negotiate 10 or 20 under market. I don't know. I just don't agree with it. I think know the market, price it fairly. It's going to help you in the long run in terms of your business and your brand and your reputation. Okay. I didn't expect this to take this long. I only have 2 more. The fourth one is be kind and transparent. Ask people what they're looking for at your table. Tell them that you're willing, if they see something they like, tell them you're willing to negotiate and possibly move a little bit on the stickered price. That worked very well. When I told people when they were browsing, I could tell they were a little hesitant. I was just like, hey, let me know what you're into or what you're looking for. And I got a little bit of wiggle room, so just talk to me and we can see if we can work it out. If not, no hard feelings. Boom. They're locked in. They hear that. They feel comfortable. And I'm just being kind and I'm being transparent. I'm also not afraid to tell someone what I'm in for the card for. I could say, hey, if you're willing to do all cash, I'm in for this thing on 180. I'll sell it to you for 220 instead of the stickered 240, just because I still make my money. I give you a good deal. We can just shake hands. And they just appreciate that transparency. And don't be afraid to tell a buyer that it's okay if they go elsewhere. If you give them your best cash offer and you can tell that they're not all in on it right away, just say, hey, I don't want to offend you by lowballing you. I'm not trying to. I don't really like what you're selling me. I'm only willing to pay 65, 70% for it. I understand you might be able to get better elsewhere. So I'm happy if you shop around, but just know that offer stands. Here's my best price. And just be respectful. Nobody will take offense to that. And they'll actually appreciate that you're kind of letting them do their thing and reminding them that it's their card and it's their decision. So just be kind. And then I'd have paid, this is just something I believe should be in the hobby. The hobby has become so like unaffordable and just so unwelcoming. It's kind of cutthroat. I don't want the value of generosity to get lost in this space. So I had a card or a page of some nice common and uncommon first edition like fossil and jungle cards for kids. Just choose your favorite Pokemon, grab a card. Or someone came by and you'll see in the video they wanted to do a trade up challenge. I'm very against trade up challenges. I think it kind of poisons the, I don't know, man. We don't need to get into that tangent, but I don't like trade up challenges. So I just gave him free cards to help in his trade up challenge goals without actually doing a trade up kind of thing. Like, I don't know, just be nice, be kind, give kids cards, give adults cards if they seem like they're a new collector and they're just looking, I don't know, just be kind. And then the fourth thing is let the vending snowball, and we're going to get into the buyer or the vending POV. So get excited, grab your popcorn, grab your drink, whatever you need to do. Let the vending snowball roll down the hill. Okay. Think about that one. I cannot tell you. So, vending takes time. It takes effort. It also allows buyers and people in the hobby to immediately offload their collections for cash or trade in for whatever they want. And it's going to always be, almost always, in the vendor's favor. Let that magic and let that transactional rule work in your favor as a vendor. And know your goals. right? So what do I mean by let the snowball just kind of go? If you are buying things at 70% and then selling them for 90 to 100% of market, you're continually growing and making money or growing your collection. If you're taking trade, you have $1,000 card, you get two $700 slabs for it in trade, and you're now trading one of those $700 slabs for a $900 slab, you are just letting your collection grow itself without spending any of your actual capital on it. And that's so cool. Just know your goals. Are you looking to grow your collection? Are you looking to deposit a bunch of money? Are you looking for a mix of both? We'll get into the numbers after the vendor POV and to wrap this whole video up. But I found a way in my first show to walk away with cash more than I thought I would. Nothing crazy, and it's not a brag. It's just the purpose, maybe why some of you clicked on this video. But I walked away with cash, and I also walked away with almost the same amount of inventory that I brought to the show. It doesn't make sense in my head. It doesn't compute. But at the end of the day, then I remembered I'm the one there taking the risk with these cards, buying people's cards, paying out money, being the vendor, and giving my time. Like, that is kind of how it should work. And for me to come home with basically equivalent card inventory and also money in my pocket, I'm letting my hobby now fund itself and the snowball go down the hill and grow. And there's a chance, if I keep doing this and I do it the right way, that I don't put, other than like enjoying the occasional pack rip with the boys, or like, I don't know, you get it, I'll still spend money on the hobby, but like there's a chance I could, in theory, let my current collection basically grow itself. And that is the perk of vending. That is the magic kind of benefit of vending. You just have to know what your goals are and let the vending process achieve those for you, right? And just stay diligent, stay committed. Okay, we're gonna now get into the vendor POV. I wanna say one disclaimer. I bought a nice DJI Mic Mini. It is still sealed in its case. What does that mean, Nundark? Why are you telling us this? Well, it's still sealed in its case, meaning you're gonna hear not a DJI mic on me. I apologize for that. I did this show very impulsively. I thought this upcoming weekend's 3 days straight Maplewood Mall Pokemon show was going to be my first vending experience. And I knew that I'd have the gear for it and I'd make it look and sound perfect for you guys there. Then I thought, to better that experience for you guys, let's impulsively sign up for the current card show that you're about to see in this video. That was an impulsive move with no equipment, no gear, to just gain experience vending, learn some things, and make next weekend's experience and content better. So I didn't have this yet. So I do apologize. I didn't have a tripod. I wasn't filming the actual interaction of the deal and the back and forth. But what I did make sure to do is take videos of every finished deal that I did the entire day, recap the deal, talk through it, show my booth, I was still recording clips and doing first person, like almost like face down views of the deals. I think it's still gonna be enjoyable for you guys, but audio wise, you're gonna hear background noise. You're not going to hear me through a DJI mic on my jersey. You are just gonna hear me kind of shouting to the camera. It's gonna have background noise. It's not gonna be perfect, and I apologize in advance. You are gonna see some pretty cool deals though. I hope it's entertaining. Just know that the product from this point forward, even in my basement here, the product that you're getting right now is going to be better going forward, because I'm investing in myself, in this channel, and in your guys' experience. I just couldn't, this didn't come in time for this show. So let that be what it is. I just want you guys to all know that. Now let's get to the vendor POV and basically my experience there. And then, yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this. We have our first deal ever, which is absolutely crazy to say, but we are getting rid of the swirled PSA 8 Lugia from Neo Genesis. Gorgeous card. And this Reshiram Charizard GX Tag Team in a PSA 10 to Justin and Michelle. I won't show them on camera, but they're right there. And they are trading in the brand new Zekrom all black card from Black Bolt.
Yes.
Yeah, Black Bolt. Comes out in English in a week, so we took a little bit of a risk on it, but super sick pickup nonetheless. Then you have the Articuno Flareon from Prismatic, which is our first evolution we're taking a stab on, and one of my favorite. Mew Full Art, Charmeleon, Illustration Rare from 151, and then 330 cash. So the overall trade value was around $720 is I think what we comped all this out. But yeah, super sick, first deal ever, and very excited to start the vending journey. So shout out to Justin and Michelle. All right guys, second deal of the day, a pretty cool one. Ross and Tiffany came by, and they have an awesome collection. I won't show it. Actually, I will show it. Yeah. I want to shout out Ross and Tiffany's collection because it is incredible, and it warrants being showed. And we were nerding out about it for like, I think 30 minutes. But I mean, the Delta Species cards, and they're all in like LP, great condition. And then he just whips this out. Pikachu Gold Star, Mewtwo Gold Star. Obviously, you guys know about my love for this card and the one we have in the collection. This is his childhood pulled Mewtwo. I mean, it's just, yeah. So we nerded out for a little bit, and we are walking away with 140 Venmo and this Kabutops Delta Species for the base master set with all the reverse hollows and a Charmeleon Illustration Rare going their way. So super sick deal. Shout out to them. Yeah, deal 2. Titus with the sick name is picking up the, was it damaged or heavily played?
I think heavily played.
I think it's the heavily played or damaged Aerodactyl Hollow. Probably just for his PC or binder, but he's throwing $5 our way. It was priced at $6. Totally cool. Happy to give it to someone who wants it. Steve came through with a couple Topps cards. They are hollows. They're not chrome. I think they're Series 1, but I have a binder of these, but I don't know a ton about them. So we're not trying to make a play on this. This is just going straight to the PC Topps binder. But for 10 bucks, we picked up this Venusaur 3 and Diglett 50. They are cool nonetheless. And he was just looking to move them. So yeah, a couple Topps cards for 10 bucks. All right, I'm not going to talk for long because I know you can't really hear me. And right away we had a huge deal, which was obviously earlier in the video. And before we do any other deals, we've done a couple smaller ones. It's starting to pick up in here. So before we do other deals, I do just want to do an inventory check and show you guys what I brought. All right, so here is our slab case. And a lot of people have been very interested in some of these cards. These two right here are new pickups as a part of the Lugia and Charizard Reshiram trade. Then we got the Rainbow Charizard. CGC 10, pristine. And then we obviously have some big boys here. And these I'm willing to move on, but I'm also happy to keep a part of the PC. They do bring a lot of eyes to the table. And again, I am happy to move on them for the right price or trade, but I'm also not upset if I take them home. Especially this one. I personally like the Legendary Birds Tag Team GX. Then we have the trio here for 70 bucks. I'll pull back out. We do have the Master Ball trio. We're giving some deals on some cracked slabs, and I note that, I think, here. Cracked slabs, so I'm giving like 15 bucks off, 20 bucks off. Someone can resubmit that to PSA if they want. All the Ericas, Master Balls, some cheaper ones up top. Yeah, so those are the slabs we brought, and again, we've done a big deal for the Lugia Swirl PSA 8 and the Charizard Reshiram Gold earlier. And then we did sell a base set master set of 151, which was there, so I just filled it with this little UPC trinkets deal. And then here we have some sealed product, desirable sealed product at that. Celebrations is going up, and then this is the Pokemon Center ETB for Paldean Fates. Get that Mimikyu promo, and then try your luck at a Bubble Mew. And then shout out to my gorgeous wife for making these and being so creative and just utilizing her Canva skills to get these set up for me. Makes me look obviously more official, gets people to the community so that they can join us as a part of the YouTube. And yeah, I just personally think it's cute as hell. So shout out to her. And then over here we just have some singles. Some Spanish, heavily played singles, some damaged vintage, a couple nice modern singles here, for sure. These two we also picked up in that big trade. And then Japanese here, a Master Ball, and then some lower valued ones. Give them to the kids for free kind of thing. A Street Fighter PSA promo just because why not? And then some people have peeked at this and want to fill their celebrations. So there's the inventory. All right, we are getting rid of the Tag Team Mewtwo Mew Japanese GX and a CGC Gemmin 10 for $35. What was your name? Oh, Will. So Will's picking up a slab, and we're getting net $35 from it. So knock $5 off sticker. Yeah, enjoy. All right, Tate swung by with a personally graded and submitted. Did you pull this?
Yes.
Yeah, pulled and graded, and it hit a 9. It's such a clean 9, but it's just such a popular card, and I've never owned a Bubble Mew. So excited to pick this up. We'll see what we do with it. But got the 9 Bubble Mew, and we are getting rid of the Trio 151 promo set in English, obviously, and then the Japanese Mew SAR in a PSA 10, and we're also giving out $25 cash. So shout out to Tate, awesome deal. All right, guys, Paul came through. We had an awesome chat about these two cards. This one he's not taken. It's a little OC on the front, and Lord knows what's going to happen to this card once the English set drops in a week. He is, however, honoring sticker on the PSA 9. Don't know how it hit a 9. PSA 9 Bubble Mew. And yeah, it's all his now for $320 Venmo. So shout out to Paul, and appreciate the deal. Parker, I can't talk, I can't think, I can't see because of what I'm looking at in this man's case. Parker and Austin swung by. This is Parker's collection. I want to work out a deal with him specifically for not even one of the cards shown. This is what I want, and we'll see if we can get there. And then he just goes, he just starts pulling these out. And now we're just chopping it up. We're just nerding out. But I just thought it'd be cool to show you guys what you do not see, honestly, ever, unless you go to a Collecticon and you just look for them. But let alone all of them in one box. And that is someone that's coming from a collector who has some nice stuff. Yeah, I'm freaking out. Thought you guys would enjoy this. We will see if any of these make it into a deal or if he's even willing to part with them. I love that. Yeah, that'd be cool to show you guys. Shout out to Parker's collection. Absolutely nuts.
I mean, this is like the 4th show I've been to ever.
This is my first. I've been a buyer at like probably a dozen, but.
Well, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the Sundreon's 40,000.
Yeah, yep. All right, this is what we were discussing. Even straight up, just because this would be a PC ad, we are not gonna do it, but we are gonna stay in contact and mull it over. And that is, just to put it in perspective, these two cards, this is what it would take to possibly get them. Just to pump up my boy even more. But they're so sick. So we'll see, but that's what we were mulling over. All right, there was a little bit of a lull at the table, so now we are buying. And Aiden with KBM Collectibles, we are finishing our 151 Master Set. These are the last 2 cards we needed. The 2024 Illustration Contest Pikachu. I have needed that just for the Pikachu Master Set, which I'll never achieve. And then I just think this in a gold pristine 10 slab, reverse hollow, not Master Ball, but I think that's just so cool for the shelf. So we're getting all these for $50 cash. So shout out to Aiden and KBM Collectibles. All right, just kind of talking this out with you guys. There is someone who stopped by and is interested in this card, which caused us to look up the pop, look up comps, obviously. This is a pop, like 220, pristine 10 in the world with 17 perfect 10s out there from CGC. So this is obviously a cleaner card than a PSA 10, and you can figure in some Beckett's in there, some Beckett Pristines, Beckett Blacks, but this we found out is a top 300 qualityed Champions Path Rainbow Charizard in the world, and the last 2 sales are 480 and 440. I had it stickered at 375. I've moved it to 400. Current market's like 375, but again, last sailed 480, 440. And then I started to think, strictly off of looks and pop, I mean, the Rainbow Charizard, A, it's iconic, B, it looks sick, and then everyone agrees the Pristine 10 CGC labels are so pretty. You pair the two together, and this is just such eye candy. And then you take into account that this was at the COVID times, right? This was the chase of all chase, and especially when Champion's Path came out. I mean, this was what everyone wanted, and for how many got submitted to PSA and CGC, to be as rare and as high graded as this is for such a heavily graded card, right? I'm almost just kind of talking it out loud and involving you guys into my head, but I'm wondering if I even part with this. So we'll see. We'll see if he comes back. I did raise it to 400 and he knows that. But yeah, part of me is just thinking I just top shelf this and keep it in the PC. But another part of me would be willing to move it and make a couple bucks. So I don't know, a little torn, but I just thought it'd be cool to tell you guys about the pop and the rarity of this Pristine 10, and then just kind of show you guys in the light how sick it looks with the texture. Here, I'll take this off. Just in all its glory. I don't know. I guess I didn't appreciate it as much when I was going through the collection buy that I shared in a previous video. I didn't single this card out and appreciate it as much as I do right now. Which is kind of cool about just sitting here at my table, is it's giving me time to look at all my cards and work out deals and look up comps and learn more about what I have. So yeah, there you go. There's a little, we'll call it a Charizard, Rainbow Charizard mid-roll. Peace. All right, guys, this is the PC ad. You know how I feel about Wizards of the Coast promos. I do own this. Now I have it in a 10. Didn't need it, but it's something that I'm not going to regret having. Giving Justin 60 bucks for it. Market's not much higher right now, but again, this is a PC ad. You can't go wrong with PSA 10 Pikachu promos, so I think it's fair. But yeah, 60 bucks for the WotC number 27 Pikachu in a 10. Shout out Justin. All right, we are doing a 1-for-1 trade, kind of, with Trenton. He's picking up the heavily played holographic Gary from Team Rocket and the damaged Gary from base set. So he's getting these two, and then these two are valued at 32 bucks. We have the Charizard GX from, I believe, yeah, Sun and Moon era promo, Charizard GX full art, and then from the new set, Team Rockets, Destined Rivals, Weezing. We're picking these two up straight across, so shout out to Trenton. All right, guys, Samuel is trying to do a trade-up challenge for this base set 2 Poliwrath. I don't like doing trade-up challenges, so I'm going to help him on his endeavor, and we are just going to give him a first ed Arbok from Fossil, and then he really liked this Suicune V. So hopefully he can use these for his trade-up quest, but I don't want to take him up on his trade-up. Maybe this helps him out even more. So shout out to Samuel. Hopefully he can hit his trade-up goals. All right, Matt's picking up this Zapdos, moderately played, base set holo for his PC, and we're knocking it down to 12 for him. So yeah, sliding him a 10, getting 22, $12 moderately played Zapdos. Ahmed swung by and we are cashing him out $45 for the Blastoise, Mega Blastoise, and Mega Pidgeot EX full arts from XY era. Our first actual ever owned XY cards. Crazy to say. But yeah, we're going to take a stab on these two, and I might just keep the Blastoise, but yeah, we'll see. 45 cash, good trade. Okay, process what you are seeing here. The show ended, and we are doing a dealer to dealer deal here, a massive one. This is Landon.
What up?
And he is getting his grail. So Landon has quite the collection over here, a plethora of 6 slabs. But the way we kind of thought about this is he's lacking the big boy and I'm lacking volume. So I'm lacking volume and I'm now getting volume, and he's getting the big boy. So the trade here is the Japanese Moonbryon and this Tag Team GX Legendary Birds Gold. And then these are all coming our way. All of them are 10s. So we got the Leafeon V, Pikachu, Zekrom GX, Venusaur, Alakazam. Then you got these 3 starters. Obviously, one's a promo and 2 are from Stellar Crown. And then down here, the big one, the big haul was the Eevee Snorlax GX in a 10, which is on its way up. We'll see what it does. This is for the PC, a binder copy of Magikarp from Paldea that I do not yet own somehow. And then this Moltres 10, Galarian Moltres. Then we are getting cashed out. I think it was 300 total, right?
Yeah. 200 cash.
So there's 200 cash and $100 Venmo. The total, what we did here is 85% top row, 80% bottom row, just because of the fact that I'm kind of parting with the big boy. And then needed some cash on top to feel good about it. Landon is picking up his grail, safe to say?
Yeah.
He's picking up his grail, and we are filling inventory, and we'll see what we do with it. That is, here's his potential typo there, but I do want to shout him out and just make sure you guys check him out. Say that again?
Landon Win on Instagram. Check it out.
Landon,
There's nothing there yet, but soon.
Landon Win on Instagram. I want to make sure he gets a little bit of traffic from this. This is an awesome deal. So shout out to Landon. By the way, biggest deal we've ever done in our entire life. So shout out the boy. Shout out to me, I guess, and shout out to you guys for watching. But I'm just like shaking in my boots. Biggest deal we've ever done. Peace. And now we are getting rid of the Pikachu SAR from Surging Sparks. SIR, sorry, the big boy. For $800, he's honoring sticker and throwing this card and $10 on top of market. So we're making 32 off it just to lose our big boy. There's 60 cash, and we do get these cards right here, including the Unigaba Eevee in a 10. So sick. And then I love this artwork, the Togepi Cleffa Igglybuff. That's the deal, big boy. And then what was your name?
Isaac.
Isaac is getting his Pikachu, which he just got a custom graded guard for, so now he can put his 10 in it. So there you have it, guys. Hopefully that was enjoyable for you guys. Hopefully you could get over the background noise. But a lot of cool people. Shout out to everyone that was featured in the video and that I did deals with. Every single interaction I appreciated and enjoyed for what it was and who the people were I was interacting with. They were all very kind, respectful. We all got to just chop it up and nerd out about Pokemon together. And nobody was in a hurry to just kind of rush on and move on. There was actual like genuine conversation at my table. And I greatly appreciate that. And then every deal I did, I thought was mutually fair. I thought it was fun for both parties. And I think that's very important. My favorite part, and then we'll get into the numbers. Actually, I think, yeah, my favorite part about the vending experience is that you can kind of like burn and churn your collection while making some money in the process. I got rid of some big cards. And what you're about to see here is laid out on the table. It is the cards that I now have in my collection that I didn't have before I went to the show. And it took a lot of cards in my collection to get there, but they're almost of equal value. So you're gonna see them here soon. But like, I didn't own, right? I didn't own these big cards prior to going to the show. And now I have them, and I didn't spend money on them. They were part of deals, right? So yes, I lost cards to get them, but I lost cards in my favor at a percentage, and then also came home with, I don't know, I think it was like 1,100 in profit. So again, not a crazy number, not a crazy amount, but for 6 hours of work and to bring like $7,000 in inventory to the show and come home with essentially $7,000 in just different inventory while having 1,000 in profit is a really cool payoff for your efforts. And that is, I guess, if you clicked on this video just to know what I brought to the show, what you just witnessed, and basically my profit, it was around $1,000 in profit off of 7,000 in inventory over 6 hours and like 10 to 12 deals, many of which were small. So that is just kind of a summary of the numbers. And that's not even the main point, right? I had fun doing it. I learned a lot. I got to change and filter my collection and pick up slabs that I really enjoy and see what we can kind of do with them and make some cash on the side. And then also the best part is I got to, and again, you're going to see a bunch of cards here, but I got to, again, add things through deals and through trades and through even buying, but just as a part of deals, if I saw cards people liked or got something at 70%, I'm doing that for my PC. I'm a collector at heart first and then a vendor. and honestly a content creator second. So a collector, content creator, then a vendor. But these are cards that I just either bought from sellers at my table or worked into deals, and I'm going to keep them. Like this Unigaba EV, the only thing that would make me lose this is if I work this into a trade for the Pikachu in a PSA 10. And then I got this WotC promo Pikachu in a 10. I got this Pikachu Zekrom gold card for my Pikachu binder. And then I finally added the Magikarp like for the 4th time. But every time I just seem to sell it or not hold on to it. I'm keeping this in the PC because I always wanted a binder copy of the Magikarp. I had copies that were way too minty to keep in there, and then they always rose well above 200, and I'd sell them. Right? I'd get them for less, I'd sell them, or I'd get it, and then it would flap to like 280, and I'd sell it. And then I always regretted, like, I love my Paldea Evolved page. It's my favorite set maybe ever, other than 151. But I just have memories getting back into this hobby at the Paldea Evolved era 2 years ago. And it's like it's 2 years birthday right now, so shout out. But I need to just keep this card and hold on to it. So I got this priced at LP because of that corner and that corner. It's in my binder. I don't care. And I love the artwork of this card. So to have it stickered at 160 and get it at 80%, I essentially for $128 got a Magikarp, which is, if you want to play the value game, it's worth like $230 right now. It's in my binder for $128. But the point is, it's a binder copy. It was priced that way. I got an even better deal, and now I'm into this thing for only just over $100, and it's going to live in my binder. That is the best part, is it was just worked into a trade, and it was part of that trade's profit for me. And I just grew my personal collection, but I didn't have to spend money or go shopping on eBay or drop $100+ for this Magikarp. It was just worked into a trade. So, all right, I'm gonna cut you over here to show all the new cards that I got, but that's one of my favorite parts about vending is I came home with new stuff. So these are all of the new cards that we came home with as a part of different deals, negotiations, trades. So I will show on the screen here after the list of cards that we got rid of in order to, like, obviously we didn't just, you know, buy all these. We didn't just profit all these, right? It was a part of trades. So take it with a grain of salt, but still kind of cool that, like, I ended up profiting from the show and still brought all these awesome cards home. Some are going to the PC. So starting up here with the EV Snorlax. And again, guys, some of this was, you're going to see sticker prices that might be priced high. This was the other vendors or other person's comps or prices on them. And we took these in at 80% or 85%, which either got them well under market or basically to market. Yeah, and obviously we'll go over each of the individual deals. But I'll just scan through the cards here. You guys can read them. We got the trio down here, the starters with the Pidgeys, the Moltres. And then I think I'm going to utilize this EV Unigaba to get the Pikachu Unigaba in a 10. These two are going to the PC, these two Pikachus. I just like the gold percent. I mean, obviously this ideally would be a Master Ball, but I think for $40, and I think we got them down to 30. That's a no-brainer. And then I love WotC promos, and this one's a Pikachu in a 10. You can't go wrong. Then over here, just threw a guy $10 to get these two Topps cards. Throw it in my Topps binders. I just found this card super cute. It's like a little family introducing their kid to Pokemon. We finished mastering 151 with these two. I'm going to throw this in the Pikachu binder, and I'm going to add this to my vintage binder. I just love this Delta Species Kabutops here. Sick card. And you know who you are who gave me this. You'll be featured in the video, or have already been. But that's such a sick card. And then we're going to keep this Magikarp. I'm going to add this to the Pikachu binder. I have a one page of just my favorite artworks of Scarlet and Violet IRs, and this is going to make that page. The rest are ones that I'm going to part with here. A couple Megas from the XY era, and then a GX Sun and Moon promo Charizard. So all of that, you guys, we essentially got for the following cards. All right, we parted with the Moonbryon Japanese PSA 10. I'll show them all on the screen here. The Pikachu SAR or SIR from Surging Sparks English in a PSA 10. our Neo Genesis Lugia with a swirl, PSA 8. Then the Legendary Birds Tag Team GX Trio, Japanese, and a PSA 10. With that was the Charizard Reshiram Japanese Tag Team PSA 10. The Mew SAR from 151, Japanese. 151 Promo Trio. A 151 base set reverse hollow master set, essentially. And a Mewtwo Mew GX Japanese CGC10. So that is what we brought to the show that we no longer have. We came home with all of this and then obviously some cash on top. So now we will have a more full case, a lot of people saw the Moonbryon and they loved it and it was eye candy, but they couldn't get it, right? They didn't have enough to trade in for it, or they couldn't afford it, or whatever the reason. It was just a hard one to move, but everyone liked seeing it. That, after a while, that didn't really help me. So I think having all these slabs in the case is going to do a lot for moving more cards and working out more deals. And I don't know, we'll see if that reigns true. But yeah, so this is all the stuff that were added to our collection. Some for the PC, some for future shows. But super cool that this just kind of came home, and I did not have this yesterday. So again, first experience vending, this is new for me, but to come home with all these new cards and all of these PSA 10s is just part of how it goes. So super happy overall. All right, you guys, so that is everything I have for you. Again, I am doing a 3-day straight show at the Maplewood Mall in Minnesota this Friday through, I think it's like the 18th, 19th, and 20th, this Friday through Sunday. So I'm going to have a mic this time. I'm going to have a little bit of a better vendor POV and a lot more lessons learned. So more content coming, plenty more shorts, more deals to be made. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it was a little bit long-winded, but I had fun. I wanted to show you guys my experience, and you can bounce around different parts as you see fit. And if you're still watching right now, you are probably a day one or diehard fan, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you more than you know. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. We are almost to 2,000 subscribers. I can't wait. We are growing this channel, this community. It's all about positivity, transparency in the hobby, and passion toward Pokemon. If you like those things, hop on board. I appreciate you. Yeah, and we have so much more coming. Most importantly though, be a good person, tell someone you love them, and I'll catch you in the next video. Nundark out. Peace.